Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2017 in our European Journeyman series at Bayer Leverkusen. Now before we get into today's episode, just a quick update. For the first time in about a year, I've not actually uploaded daily for once, and that's because in my personal life at the moment, I've just started a new job this week and I've also moved country back from Belgium to the UK. So it's been a pretty hectic time for me. I did that all over the course of last weekend, so you might notice that videos will be a bit spotty this week. There probably also won't be any experiments for 2 to 3 weeks, just while I get on top of everything in my new situation, and then hopefully after that I will be able to get back on top of the videos. I'm hoping that at least from Tuesday of next week, the daily European Journeyman series will continue to come out. Hopefully I'm going to be able to record 2 or 3 episodes today, which means that you will get a few days at least of content, but I can't guarantee daily content until probably Tuesday of next week, and that's when things should calm down for me and I should be able to get these videos out quite regularly. But hopefully you guys haven't missed me too much. This series will be carrying on because I am still enjoying it. And today we've also got the Champions League group stage draw, which is the first thing we're going to do today. And as you can see, we are top seeds because we did win the league in Germany. There's some big teams in the second seeds and even the likes of Bayern Munich in the third seeds as well. So that is going to be very, very tough. And we're going to have to be at our best to get through this. So let's get the first 8 teams out of the way. You can see we're in Group C. Now Juventus have gone to Ajax. Out of this group, I think Napoli probably, and maybe Inter Milan, the only teams that we would actually want to come out. Atletico go to Man United and we get PSG. That is going to be a very, very tough match. Napoli getting Benfica, 2 of our former teams in the same group, and Monaco getting Arsenal, Spurs getting Milan. So obviously Bayern Munich, the team we really want to avoid in this third round group. Lyon going to Madrid and we get Anderlecht. That is fine by me. I'm sure we can manage Anderlecht, but there's a group of death forming in Group F. Real Madrid, Man City and Bayern Munich all in the same group. That is good for us in the knockout stages, no doubt about that. And then finally the last team to come out, Malmo. So Anderlecht and Malmo not really going to cause us too many problems. It's PSG that will be fighting for the top spot. That will basically be like an early knockout round for the winner of the group, and hopefully a favourable draw in the next stage of the Champions League. Well, with the Champions League draw out of the way, we can now turn our attention back to the football. And today we will be taking on 2 games again. The first one is going to be at home against Frankfurt. The second one away against Cologne. You can see in the Bundesliga so far we've won 1 and lost 1. Both a goal to nil. That one against Dortmund, a real blow in our first league game of this season. We did beat Juventus in the UEFA Super Cup and progressed through the DFB Pokal first round. We also lost the DFL Super Cup, so it's been a very fast and interesting start to the season, but we need to make the most of this opportunity at home. The team needs to click a little bit better than it has in the last 2 games, and we're going to put out our strongest 11. I think there's an international break after this match, as well as the end of the transfer window. I don't expect any more transfers to come or go from the team. I think we've got the squad that we're using for the rest of the season. And for this match at home against Frankfurt, it is going to be Bernardo Silva, Braga and Janssen up front, with Dejado and Betty in midfield. Then Mikulacak, El Said, Traub, Rukas and Henriks the back 5, with Nezovic in goal. Well, we are the team kicking off. Braga sends it on to Betty. Henriks on the right hand side, back into Dejalo. Nothing coming straight from kickoff there, but we have had the first shot of the game. Not quite got the possession in the opening few minutes, but I don't think that's going to be reflective of the game at all. Mikulacak picking up a yellow card very early on in this game. I think really we should be totally dominating this one, but it might take a little bit of time for the team to get into gear. Well, this has not been the best start to the game. Nearly half an hour in, we've only just had our first shot on target. We are dominating possession, but here's a free kick for Betty, and he's hit the woodwork, but it's gone in off the goalkeeper. Plogman, I think, is the name of that keeper, and it's just cannoned back off the post off the back of his head and into the back of the net. It was a good free kick, it deserved a goal, but huge slice of fortune for us there in taking the lead. And getting that first goal in is very important, because the longer we leave it, the harder it becomes to get one. But here come Frankfurt again. They are not a team who should really be challenging us, but they've got Kuhn in behind here. He's got a man in the middle as well. Fortunately for us, he does just put it high and wide and we can escape. No doubt about who is the better team today, and heading into half time the scoreline does reflect that, but maybe not as much as we would like. I'm going to be passionate with the team, try and G them up a bit, because obviously we did lose a game recently and the team are reacting to the secondary team talks, which means that we can get out there in the second half and hopefully see the rest of this game out. I'm still really concerned at our lack of finished chances, and now Mikulacak has picked up an injury as well. We don't really have a ready-made left wing back, so it's going to be El Said going in there, which means that Schiel can drop in to centre back. At the moment, Frankfurt not had that shot on target as well. Still on 2 yellow cards, which might play into our favour if they do going for another rough tackle. We haven't got any yet now that Mikulacak is gone. They've got Arroyo on there as well, so that's 3 yellow cards for them now. Betty does get a yellow card for us, but this has been a really dull game. There's only that one real highlight so far. Here is another one though. El Said finds Dejalo. Ball sent into the middle, cleared out of the box, and it's come to Kruger. Betty with a tackle, and I was talking about how those yellow cards might hurt Frankfurt, and then Betty goes and gets booked once and booked twice in the space of about 5 minutes, which leaves a huge gap in our team, and I think we're going to have to plug it. No, we can't use the centre back. It's going to have to be Braga who drops back. He can play there, so that is not a problem. But we're now playing with just 2 attacking midfielders, which is going to hurt us up front a little bit. Hopefully the strikerless tactic will still work with just 2 up front instead of 3. I don't know why it wouldn't necessarily. It might not be as effective, but it should still certainly do the job. And the team structure in midfield and defence should also be totally fine. So there's no reason why we should be conceding any goals. And you can see they still haven't had their first shot on target. We are going to take Tijalo off and bring on Havertz. 20 minutes left to go in this game, so not a huge amount of time left as we just try and see this one out. Just the 15 minutes left, and this would be another 1-0 win. I mean, the number of yellow cards that their team have picked up now spread so evenly. We had 1 player on a yellow card, and then he got a second. Here's the ball for Bernardo Silva, though, and it's saved by Plogman. He's done well there to keep that one out. It could have just snuck in there. I would have expected Bernardo Silva to get the finish. Here's Janssen into the middle, cleared back out to Janssen. Schiel loses ball. Havertz then just scoops it up and over the bar. And still it remains 1-0. 10 minutes left to go. Frankfurt really still just not producing any threat whatsoever. If we just bring on Doumbia to see out the last 5 minutes of this match. I'm not going to bother dropping defensive. We've been very good defensively for a while using this tactic, so there's not really a big need to do that. Still 90 seconds left though. Fortunately Doumbia has the ball. Here's Bernardo Silva looking to get past the midfielder. He does get past him. He's still going. He pulls it back to Doumbia. Ball into Havertz. Bernardo Silva. He's got an incredible pass if we can get somebody in the right position. Janssen. Back to Havertz. Over the top. Henrik's in a good area. Whips it in. And Bernardo Silva, he's not the tallest player, but he's just nodded that one into the bottom corner. And finally we get 2 goals in a Bundesliga game, and we are getting the 3 points for sure now, which means 2 wins and a defeat. Still not the best start to the start of a Bundesliga season, but it will certainly be an improvement after we lost that opening game to Dortmund. We're just waiting for the time to tick down now. Frankfurt have done absolutely nothing in this match, and we really should have had more goals, but the red card didn't help us, and we did well to see out the game with 10 men. And there is confirmation. 3 more points on the board for us in the league is not a bad turnaround whatsoever. You can see up to 5th place now. Other teams still to play, but it's only really Wolfsburg ahead of us because Bayern Munich have dropped points as well. Dortmund could go top on 9 points, but nobody else can hit 9 points, which is quite good news when we've already lost this season. Well, we are now the other side of the transfer window, and if we take a look at our transfer history, you can see there was no more players coming in, but there was a player who left, and that was Erwin Enriquez. Not a player that I wanted to let go, but he made it clear he wanted to leave. We tried to get him to sign a new contract, which he rejected, so in the end I felt like we just had to let him go when Spurs came in on deadline day with a £30 million bid. Still probably under the value of the man himself, but he's predominantly a right-sided player, and we've been using him in the centre, and he was our 9th best attacking midfielder in the central area. So I thought £30 million is a very good amount of money, and it means yet again we have sold more players than we have bought by quite some way. Those are our last sort of 3 seasons. We've only had the last 2 with me in charge and some money to spend, and you can see that overall we've brought in £60 million more than we spent on transfers since I've been at the club, and it also means we do have some money available in January if we'd like to spend it. But the international break has happened. The players are inevitably quite tired after that. I've done my best to get the unfit players out of the squad, but that's not always totally possible, and you can see in defence a few players are not quite where they should be for a full league game. Now we're going to play with Bernardo Silva, Braga and Janssen up front. Dejalo and Jench are in midfield. Then it's Douglas Santos, El Said, Schiel, Rukas and Henriks across the back line with Nezovic in goal. Janssen kicks off the game for us. I'm hoping to get a few goals today. They are, I think, rivals in the Bundesliga, Cologne. Somebody may be out there, if you follow the Bundesliga or a bit more closely than I do, can let me know. But I'm pretty sure that they're one of our key rivals, Cologne. So if we can get a win today, that'll be extra special, especially away from home. So far, we're dominating possession. We've had the better shots as well, but we're not turning them into goals on the scoreline. Team doing alright. Henriks is so knackered though, and he's not going to be fit for our next match, which is against PSG in the Champions League, so we really could do with him being fresh. I might just have to take him off for a player playing out of position in the second half, because I'm not sure he's really going to do us any good in this game if he drops below 60% fitness. Nothing happening in that first half. I am going to take Henriks off. I'm actually going to put who am I going to put back there? I could put Maleba back there at right wing back. Or Nactgal. I think I'll put Nactgal because he can play on the right. Also going to tell the players that I'm not happy with their performance in that first half, so hopefully they can get a better performance in during the second half. A bit strange seeing Nactgal, who scored so many goals for us last season, playing at right wing back. That is where he needs to be right now. At the moment, Cologne actually have had more shots on target than we have, which is not ideal. They do, or we do, have a yellow card. Jench, the man with the yellow card. They've picked up one as well. Now Douglas Santos is injured as well. Do we have a left wing back? We have Mikla Chat. I think it's going to have to be El Said who goes on there. And then we'll put Traub in at centre back. But he is not fit enough to be playing at centre back right now. And this is not ideal. The team is just sort of completely makeshift now, and we're still trying to chase a goal with 20 minutes left. Here's a corner. Mutshola puts it in, and it's gone in. It's Boyard with the header, and Cole have stolen a lead. To be fair, we've done nothing to deserve a goal. We've only had 1 shot on target. They've at least had 3. And you can tell at the moment that we are not quite the team that we were at the end of last season. We've got a huge body of work to do to get these players up to scratch. It doesn't help that I think we're again playing on a Friday after an international break. But here's another chance. Herbie puts it in. Durso sends it back. Cross comes in, and it's hit the woodwork. So close to another goal there, Cologne. They are really causing us problems. And I'm not sure there's really anything that I can do. I don't have any fit players. I can bring on Maleba, but that is about it. If I bring him on for Braga and just see what happens. But right now we're heading towards a second defeat in our first 5 league games of the season. And that is not good, because it's against 2 teams who we will be competing with at the top of the table in Dortmund and Cologne. And with about 10 seconds left, there's no way we're sticking this one in the back of the net. 1 shot on target in this match is absolutely unacceptable. It wasn't our strongest team, but that is really, really poor from the squad to have lost that game. I'm not happy with that at all. Some of the players didn't even react the way that I would expect them to there, and it means that four league games in, we've won 2 and lost 2. and that really isn't okay. We have to find a way of picking up our form, and it's not going to be helped by the fact that we're playing PSG in the first match of next episode. Gladbach will be the team after that in the league, and they're currently 8th. So this is going to be a little tough period. Next episode could be really crucial for us. But that is going to be it for this episode. Not the kind of episode that I really wanted. We're struggling for goals at the moment. We need to find a way to fix that. But do drop a like on the video if you're happy to see videos back on the channel. Once again, sorry for not being able to get up daily videos at the moment. Hopefully it will get back to normal very soon, and there won't be too much disruption. But a lot of stuff going on in my personal life at the moment. So hopefully I can get that all sorted out quite soon, and we can get back to normal and get some experiments up and running again. If you have got ideas for experiments, do let me know in the comments. Make sure to subscribe as well, and follow me on Twitter if you want all the latest news about if I'm going to get videos up or not. But until next time, see ya.